Sack Life beat depression. It's day 795, and we're staying alive with Billy the Savage, coming at you from the Sake House with another round of somatic healing to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later. Lisa the Luminary, I see you. Thank you for being one of the first ones in. I want to shout out gratitude to you. We're starting out with that gratitude tool like we always do. And today, my gratitude is going out to Bill. Thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for helping out. Thanks for being part of the SAC fam from the early days. You've been a motivation and an inspiration to me just in making progress for yourself.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks for being a part of it. And today, we're continuing to build each other up and support each other as we move forwards towards better mental health and better physical health and just better, all around better in every area. So we're going to be working with a low-intensity Waterflow Wednesday session today. We're going to take it nice and easy. We'll be focusing in on breath work, that breath work tool known as diaphragmatic breathing. But before we get into that, I want you guys to make sure that you are keeping track of your daily progress. It's been 795 days of continuous progress for me. Let me know how many days it's been for you. And the more you keep track of that number, the more powerful that number can become in your life. And then when you share that number with others, it can even become powerful, motivating others to make progress in their lives as well. So please do keep track of it. It's not just the number of days you trained, it's also the number of days that, by a matter of fact, you have overcome the debilitation associated with depression or anxiety. So let that number be an anchor to reality, to give yourself that credit that you deserve in this fight forward toward better mental health. That being said, we're going to have a 10-minute session today. We'll have calming music coming through our retro synth boombox. And like I said before, we're going to be tuning into that breath work tool of diaphragmatic breathing. And Lisa said 495 days for her. Congratulations, Lisa. You are almost at that big 500. Yep, she deserves the clap. Give her the clap. You got the clap from Zach Man and Billy the Savage. That's happening. That consistency, your dedication, you're motivating others to build consistency and dedication in their routines as well. And it's been wonderful to have you here as part of our fam as we move forwards. Same feeling, same motion going out to Slayer Ken, who just shared his progress at 403 days. We can give him the clap too. 403 days of progress and success. You get the clap from Zach Man and Billy the Savage as well. So, thank you guys so much for building each other up and supporting each other and being part of the system that we've got going. That being said, let's get on track with that breath work tool. You want to take a step in front of Bob? That way you can block Bob, but I won't block you. I think there's enough room in this town for both of us. So we'll have some calming music coming through our retro synth boombox. And we're going to tune into that breath work tool. Let's talk about that tool now. We're going to start with one hand over the chest, one hand over the belly. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, filling that belly with air, trying to keep the chest flat. Let's do it together. Hold on to that breath for a moment, and then long and slow. Exhaling out of the mouth. One more time. Deep in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. And you might feel the effects of that happening immediately. How do you feel?
Feeling relaxed.
Feeling relaxed right away because it's a tool. And once we learn how to use that tool and we use it effectively, we're able to tap into the benefits of it, right? Calming the nervous system, slowing the heart rate, giving ourselves a break from stress, and giving ourselves that time to recover and relax. That we deserve, right? And if you're in a high-stress situation, you can always tap into that breathwork tool and actually take control of your automatic nervous system. Put yourself back in that driver's seat, calm it down, and then you'll be able to make more logical, clear decisions in the heat of a moment because you're able to take that anxiety out of the equation. So that's the power of the breathwork tool alone. Now we're going to link it with movement, and we're going to practice some striking patterns from Muay Thai position. Today we're going to talk about a push knee because we were supposed to kind of cover a push knee yesterday, but it looked like we kind of ran out of time with just the standard push. So we're going to work that push knee into today's low intensity session. Just as a way to show you too, we can combine any striking pattern or anything that we're working on and turn it into a low intensity session if we use this breathwork tool. So just to discuss that push knee very quickly, It's meant to be a move that you would use to create space between you and your opponent. So if your opponent is up close in your face and you're in tight quarters, right, you're taking a beating, you want to take this knee and just bring this knee straight up as your hips come in. Bring the knee straight up and the hips in, and then drive the hips forward, sending that knee forwards, whoosh, pushing through the hips. And just that, it doesn't have to be a long distance. We're just bring that knee straight up and push forwards. A couple of inches when you're pushing through from the hips, really, you can really generate a lot of force and toss that opponent back, knock them off balance, and that will be able to open up that space, give you a little relief from the punches, and also give you an opening to come back and strike when they're off balance. So very useful for a lot of different situations. So that was it. Just bringing that knee straight up from Muay Thai position, letting the hips come in, and then extending that knee out. You can chop the hand, or you don't even have to chop the hand. You can just let those shoulders drop back as the hips go forward. So here's your normal Muay Thai stance, right? That knee comes up, hips are in, shoulders are kind of forwards. We're going to let the shoulders go back as the hips go forwards. Whoosh. And we're driving that knee straight in to center mass to toss that opponent. So that's the push knee we're going to work into our low intensity flow based session today. And the rest of the time we're going to kind of work with fundamentals. We'll work with some elbows. We've got about a 10-minute session going straight through. And we'll be tuning back into the breath to make sure we keep it low intensity all along the way. How you feeling? You ready? Yeah? Yeah. All right, let's do this thing. I'm going to get the timer going now. It is a official Waterflow Wednesday. And get those tunes on. Bam. Some calming, flow-based music. And go ahead and pop into your Muay Thai position. Timer starting now. And we're going to start with that breath. We're linking the breath with our movement. So on the inhale, I want you to take that defensive stance. Deep breath into the belly. Guard high, right? Chin tucked, shoulders rolled. Long and slow exhale forwards into jab cross. Twisting through nice and slow. Thinking about all those little points of improvement that you can make in your form. Keeping the guard high, right? On that lead hand, tucking the chin in to the shoulder. Turning that fist over, landing on large two knuckles. Deep inhale back through the nose to the belly. Into defensive stance. Long exhale through jab and cross. Now notice it's 2 strikes, but 1 long exhale here. We want to keep it to 1 exhale and make it long and slow, trying to sync up that movement. So at the end of our striking pattern, we're right at the end of that breath. Deep inhale back to the belly. Holding that breath in defensive stance. Long exhale through jab cross. Inhale back. Long exhale through jab cross. Deep inhale back. Remember, breathe to the belly. Long and slow exhale forward. Deep inhale back. And let's return to that breath work tool, making sure we calm the nervous system. You can shake out that lactic acid if you're feeling a little sore or any tightness. Just try and stay loose there. Shake out the arms. And we're going to return to that breathwork tool and get that nervous system under control. Shout out to Master Checkup. Thanks for tuning in. Take that deep breath into the belly. He said, who's the pretty lady?
Pretty lady.
All right, deep breath into the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. Notice the chest stays flat, the belly falls with that breath. One more time, deep into the belly. Long exhale out the mouth. And we want to make sure you put a little resistance in those lifts on the exhale. That'll add a little more exercise to that diaphragmatic breathing muscle and further calm the nervous system. All right, we're going to get back on track and we're going to start using some elbow strikes, because elbow strikes are close range attacks, and that should get us into that same range that we're going to start executing that push knee from. So back to Muay Thai position. Take that deep breath into the belly as you assume defensive stance. And now we're going to step forwards into 2 elbow strikes, linking them with that breath. Rotating right on through, keeping that defense high on the opposite side. Take that deep breath back as you return to defensive stance. Long and slow exhale through 2 elbow strikes. Nice and easy. Tuck in the chin, roll in the shoulder. Work on tiny points of improvement as you go. You know, just become more and more proficient at that striking pattern. Deep inhale back. Remember, step forwards into that first elbow strike. Long exhale forwards. Nice and easy, nice and slow. Deep inhale back to defense. When we're stepping forwards, we're rotating through hips and shoulders. Long exhale forwards, double elbow. And we're keeping the head on the center line for the sake of this lesson and this technique for now. Later we can adjust it, we can mix it up, become less predictable. But for now, to practice proper form, keep that head on the center line, nice and balanced, and rotate through those strikes. Deep inhale back. Guard high, shoulders roll, chin tuck, long exhale forwards, elbows. And deep inhale back. Long exhale through elbows. Deep inhale back. And now we're going to return to that breath. We're going to shake out the arms if they're feeling tired. Even just holding the arms up can give you that burn in the shoulders, right? Especially if you haven't been doing it regularly. So we want to make sure we don't turn this into exercise where our heart rate's increasing and we're getting fatigued. We want to stay loose and limber and keep it low intensity. So let's return to that breath one more time. Make sure that the heart rate is staying low and controlled. Deep in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow out the mouth. Now you can close your eyes and visualize that breath as well to enhance its effectiveness. One more time, deep in through the nose to the belly. Visualize that belly filling with air. And long exhale out the mouth. Alright, back to position. We're going to take that inhale in to defensive stance, and we're going to assume that our opponent, we're going to imagine that our opponent is right in our face, right on top of our guard, and we're going to start executing that push knee to create some space and take them off balance. So take that deep breath in to your defensive position. Guard high. And now on the long exhale, I want you to bring the knee straight up into the hips, and then long exhale forwards, driving that knee forwards. We'll find the balance to be quite challenging in the beginning, but over time it'll be easier and easier to execute this move. Back to stance. Take that deep breath in defensive position. Chin tuck, guard high, long and slow exhale through a push knee. Bringing the knee up and driving the knee out. Now it helps to extend that lead hand just like you would in a long guard position. Extending that lead hand out as you bring the knee up. That helps with the balance a lot. You're going to shift that weight back a little bit towards that rear foot. We're going to bring those hips in just a little bit to pull that knee in, creating a little more room for the extension. And then long and slow, driving forwards through the hips, keeping that guard high on the opposite side, and return to stance. Deep breath into the belly in defensive position. Long exhale through push knee. Deep inhale back. And if you lose balance, don't worry, just reset to a neutral position and return to that breath into your defensive stance. Deep breath into the belly. Hold it. Long exhale through push knee. And deep inhale back. Now you can do that push knee with the arm chop, or you can keep the guard tight when you're in close. If maybe you're deflecting hooks, maybe you want to keep the guard tight. So let's shake out the arms a little bit. So we're going, make sure we return to that breath, keep it low intensity. One hand over the chest, one over the belly, deep breath into the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. One more time, deep into the belly. Hold on to it. Long and slow exhale out the mouth. Alright, we're going to go back to the push kick, push knee, but we're going to keep the guard tight this time. So we won't use our arms to balance. Instead, we'll be relying more on our core, using those hips and rotating the shoulders back to maintain balance and create that rotational force. Right, hips go forward, shoulders go back. Hips back, shoulders forwards. In defensive position. Let's take that deep breath into defense. Guard high, chin tucked. We're going to keep the guard tight this time and exhale through that push knee. Just bring the knee up and drive it forwards. You'll find you need to lean back more to keep that balance, but you're still going to be able to get that torque in there when it comes time for a high intensity exercise. Return back to neutral position. Deep breath into the belly. Long exhale through push knee. Keeping that guard tight and high. Extend that knee forwards and return back to neutral position. If you'd like to switch it and practice from southpaw as well, you can do that. Vary it up. Give yourself a challenge, even in the low intensity portion. But remember, keep it slow and low, nice and controlled. And we're giving ourselves that calming break from high intensity exercise. So let's go back to those elbow strikes. And then after we execute our 2 elbow strikes, we're going to stay in that forward position and execute a push knee from there. But there will be a brief pause between. Deep breath into defensive position. Long exhale forwards through double elbows. Right here, go ahead and take that deep breath in defensive position without returning backwards, right? We're going to stay forwards. And execute a push knee from here. Long exhale. And deep inhale back. All the way back to the reset. Long exhale through double elbows. Deep inhale back to defense. We're going to stay forwards. Just square up those hips and shoulders. Deep inhale in. Long exhale through push knees. And that is the end of our low intensity breathwork session. Let's make sure that we gave ourselves that calming break and didn't get carried away with the striking patterns. And return to that breath for a moment just to make sure we're keeping it low intensity. We're going to enhance that breathwork tool just a little bit as well with a count. It's known as the 4-7-8 breath. It works very well and it's been in practice for a long time to calm the nervous system. So we're going to take a 4-second inhale to the belly. We're going to hold on to it for 7 seconds and then exhale long and slow with resistance for 8 seconds. Let's do it together. Deep breath in, 4 seconds to the belly, nice and slow. Hold on to it for 7. 8-second exhale. Four seconds in through the nose to the belly. Hold on to it for 7 seconds. 8-second exhale. One more time, 4 seconds in, 7 hold, 8-second exhale. And that will be the end of our active recovery, breathwork focused session today. How are you feeling, Bill?
Relaxed.
Super relaxed. You might fall asleep.
Yeah.
Also want to check in on comments. Shout out to Coach Jose. Thank you for your support. Shout out to Braces Can Be Scary. Claire, thanks for tuning in, Claire. She said it's Watermelon Wednesday. Absolutely. Call it whatever you want. And she said, can that guy breathe? If you're talking about Bill, he breathes all the time. If you're talking about Bob, not so much. But Bob doesn't need to breathe because he's just an object. So, learn more about Bob on Century Martial Arts main page. For the rest of you, I hope that you are feeling the effects of these calming breathwork tools. Slayer Ken said feeling totally chill. That's what it's all about. We want to make sure we keep it low intensity. We've got to get that control so that we don't burn ourselves out with high intensity exercise and that we don't overextend. We can actually cause ourselves more anxiety, more stress, more depression, worsen the symptoms of depression if we overreach, if we overextend. Yesterday I had a very high intensity bonus round with Master Checo, so today I'm keeping it low intensity so I can give myself that break and give my body that rest, time to recover that is necessary. Braces can be scary said, thank you, Tim. And the guy on the bike. That's not the guy on the bike. This is Billy the Savage. The guy on the bike is Master Checo. He's around sometimes. You'll see. He'll be back later. I think he's in the audience today. But no worries. It's all good. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sackman out.